So, I'll have another update for you shortly. But I want to talk, first of all, about the fact that today marks the start of Baby Loss Awareness Week. Now, losing a child, it can be a little bit of a taboo subject. And so, as a result, support can be hard to find. And that's why Suzie Scofield from Wargrave and her friend Sharon Darke founded the charity Footprints Baby Loss Twin and Triplet Support back in January to support others grieving the same pain they'd experienced. Well, I spoke to them back when the charity launched, and as Baby Loss Awareness Week gets underway, it felt like the perfect time to check back, see how everything's been going. But first, here's Sharon telling me exactly when they decided to take the plunge and start their own charity.
Yeah, so we started thinking about launching a charity at the end of last year because we had both lost twins ourselves and know how important it is to receive peer-to-peer support from people who have been through a similar situation. So that started us thinking about setting up a charity. And as you say, we obviously launched in January, so we've been going about 9 months now.
And, from thinking about something, and we all have things that we sort of think, I might do this, I might do that. How much did it take to go, no, we are going to do this and get yourselves up and running, would you say, Suzie?
Well, both Sharon and I have worked as volunteers and actually worked in the charity sector and kind of supporting bereaved families in the past. But actually sort of making that big decision to set up our own charity, it was quite a big sort of moment, and it was quite a lot of work. So we had about 3 or 4 months where we were doing lots of planning. You have to write a big constitutional document which you send to the Charities Commission, and then there's a wait to see whether they will actually accept you as a charity. So that kind of took a few months at this stage this time last year. But it was a lovely surprise, an early Christmas present, because we got our acceptance from the Charities Commission just before Christmas, and then we had a really quick turnaround. We worked incredibly hard between Christmas and just after New Year and got launched at the end of January. So,
and what were your hopes for it? When you've set it out on paper and this is what we're going to do, what were your main hopes, would you say?
I think our hopes were to reach as many people who'd experienced twin or triplet loss or higher order multiple loss as possible, and to be able to offer support that would help them. So, not just one type of support, lots of different types of support, so people can find the right way for them.
Because you've both experienced this. I know we spoke about this in January, and I ended up getting upset about it in January because I have twins myself. But when this happened to you, how did you two meet and sort of bond over that, if that's the right word to use?
Yeah, I first met Sharon because I was put in touch with her after my twins died. It was just literally a few weeks afterwards, and I was really struggling, didn't really know where to turn to for support, and I was put in touch with Sharon. And it was the first time, for me, it was almost a relief to just have another mum on the end of the phone who actually had lost twins herself and had been through that huge roller coaster of finding out you're pregnant with twins, and the excitement and the shock, and and actually, but also then for things to not work out, and for somebody who really kind of understood and got sort of my feelings and emotions. Some of them are a bit, you start to worry that you're going a bit mad at times, but it's just reassuring and comforting. And that's how Sharon and I first met, we've kind of come a long way since then.
And was it the same for you, or were you very much supporting in that point? Were you further along your journey?
Yeah, so my twins died 25 years ago. It's just been their 25th birthday. And for me, I reached out for support all those years ago and had my own befriender and went to my own support meetings and things. And then I soon volunteered as a befriender myself and would support people. But I think it works two ways. You get support, but you're also thinking about your twins, able to say your own twins' names, keeping their memory alive, I think, which has become a really important part for me, that people still do say their names and still mention them. And then I met Suzie after her twins died, as she said, and we became friends really quickly, and it's all gone from there, really.
See, as I say, we spoke in January, setting the charity up. Here we are in Baby Loss Awareness Week. How is the charity? How is it doing?
Yeah, it's it's gone really well. It's been an amazing 9 months, a bit of a roller coaster for us because it's, just a huge undertaking, a huge amount of work. But actually, I think in terms of the kind of growth of the charity and the people that we've managed to reach, the families we've reached, it's really hard to find the right language sometimes because, in a way I could say it couldn't have gone better, but obviously we don't, you don't want that to happen to any of those families, but the reality is that it does. And we've supported, we feel like we've supported so many families over this first 9 months, and we, not just mums but dads and grandparents and the wider family network as well. So that's been really important and really encouraging.
When you say support, how is that? What can people get from you?
Yeah, so we offer befriending, like we've mentioned before, where we match people up according to their experience. So, for example, if a dad comes to us, we'd match them up to a dad. If it was a triplet family, we'd match to another triplet family. And then we have online support groups. We've actually got one tonight around Baby Loss Awareness Week, and tonight's one's for surviving twin and triplet families. So we hold different ones according to experience. And that will be a virtual meeting where we'll have, maybe about 10 people on, and we'll all chat for a couple of hours. And then we also have an online community as a private Facebook group. So we've got about 150 families in our private Facebook group since we launched. And, lots of people on there post regularly. Lots of people also sit quite quietly and read posts and things. So it's really varied. And also our website is, one of our biggest resources. We've got our leaflets and our stickers and different information on there, but we've also got lots of personal experiences, which is one thing I found helpful when my twins died, just reading somebody else who'd been through something similar, and feeling a bit less alone and a bit more understood.
I've got more chat with Sharon and Suzie coming up. The website, though, if you are interested in finding out more, is footprintsbabyloss.org. I'll give you that again in just a bit. But first, Kirsten O'Brien with you. And today marks the start of Baby Loss Awareness Week. And so it's back to my chat with Suzie Scofield from Wargrave and her friend Sharon Darke, who have founded the Footprints Baby Loss Twin and Triplet Support Charity. They started it back in January to support others who, like them, had experienced the loss of a baby. So for 9 months now, they've been providing that support, and Suzie's been explaining how they harnessed modern technology to ensure that those who want support can get it on their own terms.
It can feel quite daunting to pick up a phone to speak to somebody, and now with messaging, we can support people with WhatsApp, with email, we can do a face-to-face virtual call. There's so many different ways. So our hope is that if one way doesn't work, there will be a different way that works for you. For another example, we've got profiles on all social media, and we have people that we don't even necessarily know we're supporting, but they're reading our posts that go out on Instagram, and we've had messages saying, oh, how much your quotes and things that you put out help us. So we want everyone to find the way that works for them, alongside all the other amazing charities that are out there and professional counselling. We just want to be able to offer what works for that person, because it's so personal.
I was just going to add that I think, that the way things work now with technology and things, we actually are able to reach much further afield, and we're finding that people are coming to us as Footprints, actually not just within the UK but from all over the world, and that's that's really important to be able to kind of have, because it's such specific support, that people can kind of come to us from wherever, and with Wi-Fi calls and all that sort of thing, it's actually relatively easy to, and cheap to be able to offer that support to anybody who needs it wherever they are.
That's extraordinary. So you've gone global, ladies. You've gone global.
It does feel really special when we're sat on an online group. We rarely just have the UK. We'll have someone who got up at 4 a.m. from Australia, or somebody that's from US or anywhere. So it does feel really nice that support's out there.
Because the other thing that's worth saying is that the grief doesn't have to always be immediate. You're not necessarily people that this has just happened to. You can get however many years on and suddenly be walloped by what happened to you 20 years ago or something, couldn't you?
Yeah, absolutely. And that's one of the things that we kind of pride ourselves about the charity, is that support is there for anybody whenever they need it in their their journey of loss as such. And we have people that come to us from, we've got people we're supporting currently who are still pregnant and maybe lost one of their twins, but all the way through to people coming to us who are 20 or 30 years down the line. And, it's really important that helps there for them. And like you said, you just never know. And I think grief changes hugely through the years and over time. And although, often you learn to cope and live with things better, you never know when that train's going to just whack you again. And it does happens to all of us. So it's really nice that we can be there and able to offer that support to people.
It's sounding like you've not just set up a charity, you've set up a community.
Yes.
In a way, that's what it really sounds like.
Yeah, that's exactly what we wanted right from the start. And actually we had an event yesterday, our first Baby Loss Awareness Week event, which was a Remembering Day, and we had about 50 people in the room, and it did feel so like a community, a place where we could all be together, all in that same space where we all understand. It felt really special, didn't it?
Yeah, it did. I think we just find those moments when we come together that they're just, it's hard to put into words, but it's really special. I think we feel something just being there amongst each other. You feel really like someone's wrapping their arms around you, and not just physically, although it's nice to be able to do that too.
And also for the people that weren't able to be there, we still involve them. We still put candles out for people who weren't there, and hung footprints on the tree. So we're really mindful that we want to reach everyone.
And in terms of everyone, you mentioned before, Sharon, about dads as well.
Yeah.
Are they? Because quite often, when you miscarry, no matter how many babies you are carrying, all of the emphasis is on the mum and how she's feeling. We hear so often that tale of dad just had to sort of buckle up for the mum and didn't get to feel what he wanted to feel.
Yeah, we hear that a lot, and we're really mindful about that. So we have got a dad-specific WhatsApp group where we've got a number of dads on there. We've got 3 dad befrienders, so we can match dads up specifically to dads. We've just developed new pages, not only around dads, but around the triplet community, around termination for medical reasons, where they can go and find specific information for dads or for that community. So we're really trying to encourage dads, and even yesterday we had loads of lovely chats, didn't we, with our dads at our Remembering Day about the support that we can offer or that they're already taking.
It was really nice that actually that there was so many dads there, and I think it's maybe a slightly more uncomfortable place for them to put themselves, and I'm sure they get, often a lot of them are going to support their partner, but I think they then realise that what they get from meeting each other as well, and just putting themselves slightly out there, but actually what they get in return, I think hopefully is really helpful for them.
Where can people find out more? What events have you got coming up? Where can people get in touch with you?
A good place to start is our website. We've got everything on there, so everything we're doing, all of our online groups are on there, all of our Baby Loss Awareness Week activities, of which we're holding 2 online drop-in sessions. I'm also talking at the Coventry Cathedral Baby Loss Awareness event next Sunday, so Sunday the 13th. And yeah, like I say, everything is on our website. We've got our resources and all of those things. Also, all of our social media, we're out there on Twitter, on Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook. We share daily. So, and yeah, just drop us a line by any of those and we'll get back to you. So.
Well, it's an important week, Baby Loss Awareness Week, and I'm so pleased that I know you said the language around it is so weird to use, that you're being successful, but I'm so pleased that from that chat in January you have just gone from strength to strength, because you're just doing a brilliant thing, and from that heartache you are helping and lifting other people. So it's really nice to catch up with you. Thank you.
But it's been really lovely feeling the support behind us, and so we're really grateful for that too. But it's been really lovely to feel that from all sorts of different avenues.
Just a reminder that there is plenty of support out there if you're going through baby loss, or you went through it. As I say, sometimes it can strike you many, many years later. So the charity Footprints that I was talking to their website is footprintsbabyloss.org.